Waiting be this one like this. Been through many things, many gist.
Hey
Right.
guys!
Welcome back to Deep It with
Bri
and Chi. Way too long.
You know, hiatus or whatever. Like life be like
Hiatus. Let's call it a break.
a break.
Let's call it a professional break.
Or every time we say we've been back for a long time, we be like life be lifing because it
Yep.
did. Because
We didn't forget about y'all.
We didn't record all summer. Not gonna lie, we were supposed to.
Stuff happened.
Stuff happened. Like people had to get jobs. People had to work. I mean, people had to work. Actually, did we record in the summer? I think once maybe.
Oh, it was that episode with Esther and
Oh, that was beginning of the school year type shit. You know.
That was way back when though.
Yeah, way back when. That episode we will never be seen. Sorry.
But anyways, we are back for season 3.
You know, surprised we lasted this long, but hey, we keep on doing it. Hey, dedication. Y'all gotta have dedication in your lives.
And we want to say thank you to those who have been supporting us. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We are coming back with better, bigger, brand new content.
Amen. You know,
we're gonna have some surprise guests.
Hopefully, if people lock in, you know.
Yeah, they ain't lock in.
People lock in.
They ain't charged to the game.
So, on our season 3, you know, we want this to be different, more. We want y'all to be more incorporated and stuff like that. So we'll be having, you know, more interactions on Instagram. So make sure you follow us on Instagram, Deeper with Bri and Chi. So you can not miss things out on there and whatever. Right. So let's get into the episode. So on our new season, I feel like since like from going to not recording or doing any YouTube or anything like that, I feel like we've, you know, learned a lot. Especially from us not being like the closest friends before. We were cool, obviously. We were cool. We were in the same friend group or whatever. But like, you know, we talk frequently, we talk almost every day and stuff like that. So going from that to that, how do you feel like transition went from us being like, you know, talking occasionally to like talking every day and, you know, doing this together and stuff?
You know, it's little things that actually make an impact in your life. Because this podcast, you just, you know, randomly asked me, oh, do you want to do this? I didn't think, but I knew it was going to bring us closer, but like, we were cool before. It's new. And a lot of people, especially making collaborative projects and ideas together, they tend to either at some point fall out or they tend to like disagree a lot. And I'm really happy that, you know, we were able to work it out, even though we took a break. And even though there were some times where, you know, we didn't agree on the same topic.
If y'all look at our Twitter.
No, we was arguing. We were sending paragraphs.
No. But actually, I feel like, and stuff like that, like, I feel like we don't really take it to the point where it's like, oh, I can't talk to the girl no more. Because I feel like if you
think it's more so political. It's not personal.
Yeah. It's not like we ever have like, oh, I hate when Chioma does this or I hate when Chioma does that. Because obviously, like, when we weren't closest friends, we obviously had like little things like, oh, I don't like why she did this or whatever. But it wasn't like to the point where we never talked again or anything. But like, it like when we have like, if you look at our Twitter, we have like little debates. And I'll probably like take it to text because like, first, why are we debating on Twitter? Even though it starts on Twitter, obviously. But like,
I feel like Twitter is just like a rage room on your phone. Because on Twitter, I'm a totally different, like, I complain about everything on Twitter, like,
oh my God. No, like,
I be talking about every single thing I disagree on or everything, like, I have a problem with, I'll address it on Twitter. It's not a good thing.
It's not for me either, bro. It's not.
But it's Twitter. What do you expect?
Exactly.
It's
like,
X.
I'm sorry, Elon Musk. I'm not calling that stuff X. I'm sorry. Like,
why did he do
actually, that? if he gives a power to Palestine, I'll call it X. But he ain't do that yet. So
yes, y'all, free Palestine. Like,
free Palestine, wallahi, man.
Y'all need to free Palestine.
Free Palestine. But yeah, like I feel like, cause usually I'm a person who does stuff by myself, anyways. So I feel like our little collaborative, whatever, it taught me how to like, you know, work and like even though we have some disagreements, or we'll have like things where we want to do whatever. It's like you have to learn to cooperate and compromise because obviously it's a 2-person thing and it always can't go my way and it always can't go your way, obviously. But it's also good, like we learn to like, okay, this person wants to do this. Like you'll be like, I want to talk about this, I don't want to talk about that, and I'll be like, because I also like to say things a certain way, or like I like to do a certain thing, but you'll say your point of view, and I'll be like, okay, I understand, that makes sense. Right. Like when we had the comment about the health stuff, and you're like, I don't want to say this because I was like, okay, I understand that, because I'm more of like a I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna da-da-da, and think about it later. But you know,
me too. I say what's on my mind.
Yeah.
And they be calling me sensitive and stuff in the group chat, but whatever.
Shout out the group chat.
No.
I mean, some of y'all cool.
Anyways.
Some of y'all cool.
Anyways, no, I don't even want to say his name.
Who? Oh.
Shidu bend over.
Shout out Shidu
No.
bend over, bro.
We argue every 3 business days.
No, I'm
like,
sorry.
it's
Don't be
actually
on my Twitter trying to come at me for saying what I want to say. Like, that nigga cannot, that guy cannot, that's a hothead.
Vince,
That's
you need to loosen up.
get your phone taken. That's what
Like,
needs to happen.
you used to go on quarantine.
But
Anyways,
but yeah, I feel
what
like,
advice?
what were you about to say?
Okay, I was gonna say, what advice would you give people like who are trying to start out a podcast with a friend, and
Or anything,
or anything like any content.
Ooh, okay, you can go first.
Yeah, honestly, I would just say to know what you're getting into, because a lot of people, they try to get into something, but they don't know like the limitations, they don't know the implications and stuff like that. So just know what you're getting into, know who you're getting into something with.
Yeah.
Don't just get into something with someone just because you're all close, because sometimes like 2 personalities might seem like they fit together, but at the end of the day they don't, they clash, and the disagreements can be from mild to severe. So just know who you're working with. Also plan ahead. Make sure you discuss plans prior to. Don't
communication.
Communicate. Don't go making one content idea behind the other person and then like trying to make content based on that while you're working with somebody else, because it might not suit them and they might not be comfortable with it, and that could just mess up the dynamic you all have.
Yeah, I would say for me, I would say communication, because we got better at it. I feel like from the beginning to the end, like we got better at communicating, because one of us will show up late, or one of us can't do this or whatever. Like I feel like we got better at that, because that would be a problem we used to have. So just be able to communicate with the person, and don't be scared to like, don't do it with the person you're scared to say, oh, I don't think you should do it, or you're scared to like advise or talk to, because I can take it back to Chioma and I won't get offended. I feel like she can do the same thing with me, because like she'll post something and be like, oh, I don't think you should do that because of this and this and this, and it's like, it's not from a place of judgment, it's just from a place like, okay, I'm your friend and I'm like seeing this for what it is. I'm like, maybe you shouldn't do that, or maybe you shouldn't
like
do
there's
this.
times you like told me about my post, you were like, oh, I don't think for your safety and rep that you should post this. I was like, okay, let me delete it.
Exactly.
Just little things like that. You shouldn't get offended with every what should I say? What's the word?
Comment or like
comment every suggestion that you're given, because at the end of the day, some people are trying to look out for you and help you.
Yeah.
And that goes on disagreements. Like I always see on either social media like Twitter, Instagram, people go on Instagram and stuff arguing about some beef that they have with somebody.
Bro.
Where it could have been prevented if y'all just talked it out. Like right now, this generation, we don't know how to talk. We don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to address issues without, it being an argument. And at some point, we got to learn, like, some things are better off just said or not said. You don't have to take things too far. You don't have to argue. You don't have to, you don't have to form beef where beef shouldn't be.
Like, I will say, like, certain things, I feel like people are oversensitive on certain things that don't need to be oversensitized. Like, or people who dish it out and can't take it. That's the thing I literally can't stand with certain people. Because that's what I have a problem. Like, I feel bad for celebrities, because people can say celebrities can do this and da da da. Like, who was it they talked about? I forget who it was they were talking about. And she said something back, and they were like, you have this and you can't, da 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 da. Bro, what? Like, I don't understand. Because someone has followers, they can't talk back at you. Like, I don't like that. People can't.
Was it Doja Cat?
I was thinking Doja Cat, but I don't think it was, because I think she actually did something wild where it was like, yeah, you're kind of. But no, it's just like, I feel like people who can't dish it and who dish but can't take it back, it's just such an irritation to me. Because it's like, one, close your mouth then. If someone's saying one thing to you,
don't give if you can't get.
Right, if someone can't say one thing to you without you like, oh, I can't, you come out and you.
That's the thing. A lot of people get offended so easily. Like, I'm sensitive, but if someone tells me something and I like know, okay, I did something wrong, or I know like it doesn't suit me, I'm not gonna argue or start like, trying to prove my point. I'm just gonna take it as is.
But
I
yeah,
don't know how to do that.
But yeah, so with our season 3, I feel like since the last season and now, a lot of stuff has changed in our lives. Life, relationships, work, school.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel like, and like especially like friend relationships, not even as an aspect of boys, but like friends also? Because I will say from like last year to now, like our friends, we used to hang out so frequently, like every week, every couple of days, just doing so much, and I feel like I could count the amount of times we met
I
up like
feel
on my
like
hand.
honestly, that's just how adulthood rolls in.
Yeah,
Cause you know, a lot of adults they don't have like more than 3 friends. Like a lot of
my dad
adults,
got so many friends. My mom, she got like her a few. But
yeah, but like close friends.
yeah, that's
They
true.
can be acquainted with people, but like a lot of adults don't have close friends like that. And I think it's mainly because busyness, like, you know, trying to balance work and life and also trying to, you know, come up as an actual adult being a college student.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to make time out for friends, especially if you have like a partner or if you're in a relationship and if you work full time and go to school full
Yeah.
time. It's hard to like, you know, juggle so many things at once. So I think that's why the friend group kind of links less than, you know, we would prefer.
Not even just links us, talks less, everything.
Yeah, just the whole
And also because
dynamic.
personalities clashing, like we used to clash a lot. Like I will say
Mm.
like it's because it's like what 20 people in that group chat. Even though I'm low key, I've been against group chats since group chats became like big group chats. But like I like the people who are there sometimes. But yeah, I feel like since we used to argue so much, like personalities have finally clashed to the point where it's like either we argue or we just don't say nothing because I don't know. I feel like at the age, like people like you'll leave the group chat. Every time you say something you don't like, you'll leave the group chat. And I started doing that too because I don't gotta take what y'all saying to me. Like I don't gotta be here. So
I'm gonna just make my point and leave. I don't really want to hear what they have to say at the moment because obviously they're gonna defend themselves or obviously it's gonna get read over. So
yeah,
I just want to say what I have on my mind. That's why I do what I do.
yeah, because I feel like especially looking out for yourself because it's just like bro, like. And first of all, in group chats, people be hyped up to say the worst stuff, and then they be like, they'll text you behind the scenes, be like, "Yeah, I didn't mean to say that." Da, da, da. Like, shut up. No, you did. Say what you said and stand on it.
Right.
But yeah,
And why say stuff like that in a group chat? Like
full
why
of
not text
people,
me
bro.
privately?
Full of people. And then you
Anyways.
won't apologize in public. That's my thing. If you offend somebody in public, apologize in public. I don't care. And if you don't, then it's done. Because and I've had an issue with that. Like I've had that's the thing I've had. Like that's maybe like cut off people or like not talk to people no more because it's like you'll do some disrespectful stuff and then be behind the scenes trying to backtrack and da da da. No, when you disrespect somebody, you gotta in public or wherever they're setting you disrespected them, apologize in that setting because
Right.
the effect of what you said or whatever is already in the air. So the least you can do is apologize in a setting where it makes up for what you said.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, but yeah, I understand that with the group like
Right.
adulthood and stuff like that.
And speaking of like, you know, friend groups and friendships, that one TikTok we saw about the lady who was married and she had children.
But she didn't have.
Did
She
she have
didn't
children?
She didn't even have it yet. So we saw a TikTok basically where it was a lady saying that, oh, when I get married and when I carry belay, when I have kids, my single friends who who are married or who don't have kids, I can't be friends with them anymore because can you tell me what school is good for my child? Can you tell me what's this and what's that? Can you tell me da da da? And I'm just like. I understand growing out of friends, but when your friends are not there to be your resource tools. Like obviously you can have friends that can like help you with that stuff, but to cut off your friends who were like there for you before all of this thing happened, who were there supporting you, who were probably your bridesmaids because they aren't aren't where you are yet to be like, oh, they can't help me with this, they can't help me with that. Why would I still? That's insane to me. Like I don't like that.
It is, and a lot of people don't understand that their responsibilities are their responsibilities. Like if you really think about it, in this world we live in, people tend to try to place their responsibilities on other people. It might be like, you know, indirectly, it might be even directly, but a lot of people try to push their own duties that they have to do in their life onto other people. And in my opinion, the girl who was saying how, you know, she can't be friends with people who can't, you know, help her
Find a kid's school,
find children's school,
mind you, there's Google exists at that. Google is right there.
or help her find, you know, the basis to her adulthood life. She could easily hire a mentor. She could hire an advisor and
or
coach.
find friends in those spaces. Like
not even that, because you don't need friends to like tell you what to do. If you choose,
I feel like when you're a mom, you need mom friends, but that don't mean cut off your old friends.
Okay, that's mom friends to relate to, but not to direct you.
That's true.
Like
I mean, advice though.
Okay, advice, but the way she's talking,
the way
she wants them to like supply her with what she needs to supply herself.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
feel
true.
like, if you're doing all that, why not just, take your own precautions and take your own like
Like
advice?
exactly. Like I know parents who research the kid like before the kid even did they know what school they're going to.
Hmm?
Why are you relying on people? Like why is first of all why are you putting this responsibility on people who are obviously still living their
Why get
life?
married? Why have children if you
You're
need,
not prepared or whatever.
yeah, if
That's
you
what I'm
need
saying.
to
Like, you're
rely
not
on other
prepared. I don't
people?
understand why you're at like because your friends can't. It just feels weird to me. But so, do you feel like you have to like your friends have to be in the same stage of life to you to be your friend?
No, because look at it like this. Um, for example, siblings. We all have younger, well, not all, but a lot of us have younger siblings and a lot of us have older siblings. We're not gonna disregard our siblings as, our siblings because they're younger or older. Same thing with friends. Like, I feel like you should look at friends as family because, friends are supposed to be,
An extension of your
an
family. Yeah.
extension, even though they're not blood. Um, with that being said, I don't think you guys should be on the same level. However, I don't think you should be friends with somebody who doesn't have like
Their stuff together.
n-
Or not that,
not
but
even that. I don't think you should be friends with somebody who doesn't like have a direct purpose or direct direction to follow because
that's true.
it's like you're dragging on a child.
That is true. And I've had a friend like that where it's like I don't talk to her no more because it was just like okay, but firstly, I feel like no, you don't have to have friends that understand stage of life as you, but they have to still like you can't have a friend that's dragging you down and you're trying to do this and they're still like coming and bringing bad vibes, bad this, bad that. Because I had a friend where it was like every time I talked to her, I would give her advice though. I wouldn't just sit here and be like, oh, you're complaining, but I would give her advice. Like she had something bad happening every single time to her every day, like.
Mm-hmm.
And we still follow each other on social media, but like it's just like we do not talk anymore, and I just could not talk to her because it was just every time she came to me it was a complaint, and it would be about a position she put herself in, and I'll be like, okay, well, here's what I would do, and this is how I feel like you should get out of the situation, and she would do the complete opposite, or she would be like, no, I don't want to do that, da, da, da. Like, and it's just like, but so where do you see yourself going? Like, obviously I feel like she's doing better in life now from what I've seen, but back then it was just like it was just too much. And then at that, like she would do stuff where it was just like, yeah, I can't be friends with you no more. And I would give her chance after chance. But it's just like, but even so, like she did some weird shit when I used to have a boyfriend. She did some weird shit with him, and I still was friends with her after that. Cause just like, dang, this girl, like, I feel like she's going through a lot. I'ma still, stick beside her. She's making mistakes, even though the mistakes affected me. She's still making mistakes. But at some point, mistakes is just like you just want to keep making mistakes in life, and I just can't do it. Like some people just want to like
There's only so much you can tolerate.
yeah, and then some people just don't want to progress in life. Like they're okay with being in that stage of life, whatever it may be, for however long it is, until they're ready to really progress, or until something bad really happens, where they have to really just like, okay, maybe I need to stop this stuff. And it's just like at a certain age, you really can't be waiting till the worst thing happens for you to change.
At what age do you think, or like life point, do you think that people should like know like their purpose and exactly what they want to be?
I feel like I don't know because people's purpose changes like all the time. Like there's some people who be actors who will go to philanthropy and be like, oh, I think Angelina Jolie and them, or I don't know, or whoever it is, or Mila Kunis, whichever one. I'm sorry, but they used to be actors or they still are actors, and now they do like they help with child sex trafficking and stuff like that. So I feel like people's like I don't know because it can change. Because literally back when I was younger, I used to want to do healthcare and work in international healthcare. I still want to help people with that stuff. But now I'm into more journalism and whatever, and I feel like, there's not be an age where you have to know a specific thing, but there should be an age where you're trying to find that. So I feel like once you're in college is where you got to try to find that. Or even if you're not in college, once you're at the age where, like, I don't know, like maybe like around 20, you got to be, like, at least, like, the
I
most.
feel like 25, you should know like at least you
Yeah.
should have one plan
Plan.
to be moving in your career.
Yeah, because even like okay, at 20, that's still young because I'm 21, so that's still young. So you can still, I feel like it's still leeway to mess up or stuff like that. But like 22, 23, 24, 25, it's like, okay, what are you doing? Like what do you like? Even if you don't know that's your final plan, what are you doing now that can progress your life? Because
Right.
we can't all just be waiting here and they'll be asking people for help. You'll be doing this, this, this. Just like not everybody can, people can help you obviously, but like if you're not even like trying to do better, you're just sitting here like, yeah, I'll go work at Lowe's or whatever, and not even trying to see what you can do, but beyond Lowe's, it's just like, okay, like what are you doing? Like, but some people's goal might be to work at Lowe's,
Like, in my opinion, I feel like you should take it like this. if you're privileged enough to, have a life,
Yeah.
why not do what you can to be, successful, and do what you can to be the best person you
Mm-hmm.
can be? A lot of people are
Take things for
sick.
granted.
Look at people in Palestine, like they're suffering, and they
Bro.
would wish to be in. A lot of them would wish to be in, like, my place, Brianna's place. Anybody who's, settled and safe and peaceful, they would wish to be in that space, but they're
And they
not.
deserve to be.
Unfortunately, yes. So even though none of us asked to be here, I feel like all of us should still strive to be
Yeah.
something.
That's a mindset I have. Like, and that's why people call me dramatic, whatever. But it's just like, literally, there's so many things people take for granted. Where it's like, bro, like walking, for instance. Like, I hate a lazy person who doesn't want to walk. Like, God gave you, like, there's people who cannot walk. There's people who cannot even dream to walk, who are born without their legs, born with, like,
and they still find a way to
still find,
like, literally be so successful
and live life like with what they're given.
Mm-hmm.
So if, like, I don't know, walking is just an example, but it's just like so much stuff that people take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you see it, and I just try to, like, I don't know what age it hit me where I gotta be more grateful in life.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was when my sister got sick, but I don't even know. But it was just an age where I was just like, yeah, I need to like lock in, because, like, even though I'm not, like, I don't, like, even when I didn't know what I really wanted to do in life, I still was just still living every day gratefully and trying to, take care of myself and take care of the people around me and just be better for myself and better for the world, because it's just like, there's so much stuff that I have that some people can never even dream to have, or some people who never even get to have.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what they're like, because they live in a war-torn country or live in a place where it's like there's limited opportunity, and it's just like y'all take stuff for granted. It's just so sad to see what people be blessed
Like,
with, and it just
be
takes things for granted.
grateful you're able to walk, to talk, to have some sort of freedom of speech.
Yeah. Oh,
because
they're taking that away from us.
In China, don't they, like, have restrictions? Like, they can't
Yes, and
say certain
even
stuff on
in
social
Israel,
media.
like, how some literally, I saw a tweet and it was about somebody in Israel. They posted on WhatsApp they felt bad for people in Gaza. They came and arrested them. In Israel, mind you, they're not even people in Gaza. They're in Israel. They came and arrested them for feeling bad for people in Gaza. Like, freedom of speech is really even, in college, they're trying to, not in college, but in, like, the Senate or whatever, the House Representatives, whatever, they're literally saying that people who are supporting Palestine, they don't need to have jobs. Like, they're saying that we're anti-Semitic.
Really?
That, yes, they're trying to call it anti-Semitic. And literally I work for the news, so I mean,
and
know
they're
all
being
this stuff.
anti-Palestinian, like, what?
Literally Islamophobic. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was something about, they had the Republican nominee debate, right, for the president. They were saying that if you were on a visa and you protested the war in Palestine, they would send you back if they got nominated. What? In a free country? Like, it's like, you guys should be careful what's going on in America. Like, this is why y'all gotta vote. If you're over 18, you gotta start voting in your local and in your national.
Remember, people run the government, and these people are majority white.
You would think, though.
People,
you would think.
white conservatives.
Because even the voice, like, I feel like the government's not even the voice of the people anymore. Like, if you look at what's going
the
on,
voice of
themselves, and it's voice of bribery, the voice of money.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Okay, let's backtrack to, being grateful for your health and everything. We just want to discuss a couple things health-wise.
Yeah, as a college student.
Yeah, college students,
I feel like,
especially, we don't really take our health seriously.
I feel like a lot of people just be like, vibe.
Yes, especially because our age.
Yeah, we feel like our age we're invincible. No, this is the age where you start to deteriorate, okay? Yes. Like,
as soon as you hit 20, your body changes.
Your health changes, like, everything. Like, even, like, a scab will take 10 times longer to heal when you're 20 versus when you were 10. Like, it's crazy.
I'm not kidding. Like, almost all my, like, lady friends, they're telling me how their period has been weird recently. Mine has too. And it didn't start being weird until I turned 20. Like, everything just changed. And I really, think that as a college student and as a young adult, the best thing you can do for yourself is prioritize your health, your well-being, and everything, because that comes first. You can't work if you're not healthy. You can't work if you're sick. You can't, be the best person. And
you can't keep partying if you're sick.
Yes.
That's another thing. Because, let me say this.
No 5G Saturdays if you're sick.
Cloudy Sundays. But I will say, like, as a college student, and also I thank God I went to this program where I learned a lot of stuff about health, because I literally, like, even though it kind of fear mongered me, I'm happy I learned the stuff, because it's stuff that you would not think about. Because as a college student, first, you like, people tell you like, oh, you're in your young years, da da da. There'll be two sides where people will be like, older people will be like, oh, you better take care of yourself now, because when you're older you will regret it, or people like, this is your young time, you'll never be this young again, do what you want. No.
Like all you people who are vaping or whatever, that shit is gonna hit you in 20 years.
Mango, what's it called? Mexican mango vape, and you know who I'm talking about.
Pina Colada Express.
No, Polar Ice. Like, but yeah, like, be careful, because one, like, vaping, excessive drinking, excessive smoking. First of all, that stuff, like, I don't care. First of all, weed is a gateway drug. I won't say that I'm against weed at every single aspect, but when you're frying your brain out every single day, smoking 3 drinks a day, we talk about this all the time.
If you have to smoke to eat, you're gone.
Yeah, like, and I feel like we talk about this on our platform so much, but it's like, literally, weed is a gateway drug to much worse things. Like, I've seen people go from weed to mushrooms to perks, and weed
Ecstasy,
to this to
heroin,
lean.
cocaine,
Like,
Molly.
that's at Towson, not at Morgan. But like, I've seen people go from weed to this, and it's just like, and when Dare was talking about weed being a gateway drug, now I see what they talking about. Like, why is it that y'all must escalate? And people will say, oh, Snoop Dogg been smoking weed for this many years and he's healthy. Snoop Dogg has like how many $1 million? Even if he is sick, you would not know.
We don't even know if he has a health condition.
You don't even know. Even if he was sick, he has the money to get the most treatment, to flush out his lungs, to do all this and do all that. You don't. Well, at this point in time, most of us don't. And God's will, you will get
Snoop Dogg is Snoop Dogg. Like, you
exactly.
can't compare.
Don't compare yourself. Exactly. So smoking your weed till you fry your brain, and when you're 30, you can't remember what your grocery list was. So like that, don't, like, I'm telling you, take care of yourself now. Especially, and that doesn't mean like, oh, when you have a pain in your leg, take Tylenol or do this or do that. No, go to the doctor, get it checked out, because it can become something worse. And I understand the fear of going to the doctor, because I have a fear of going to the doctor too.
Yes,
like,
me too.
I feel like a lot of people our age have the fear of going to the doctor
because we fear the worst. But
yeah.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
Literally. Because they'll be like, oh, what if I go to the doctor and they say I'm going to die in 2 weeks? You were going to die anyway. If that's the case,
we're all dying.
At least know what it was.
Like,
at least know what it is.
Everybody is dying slowly. Once you're born, you're going to die at some point. You might as well take charge.
Exactly. Take charge of your health. And like I said, like, when you feel a pain in your side or your stomach, or if your period's really bad and you think you gotta take 5 Tylenols, no. Go to the doctor, because something is wrong. You can have endometriosis. You can have something wrong with you. You can have an internal issue. Especially, and like, when I tell you, cautions, we push off things so easily. Mm-hmm. That overuse of Tylenol and ibuprofen is affecting you.
Your
Seriously.
liver.
You would not know. People don't know this, but especially acetaminophen, Tylenol, that excessive use of that can mess up your liver.
Let's talk about the people who be drinking Casamigos, Espolon, and all of that 24/7. Your liver is going to fail.
When you wonder why you can't lose this little pouch right here, it's because your liver is swollen. Like, be careful. Excessive drinking, excessive taking of pain meds because you don't know what else to do. You don't want to go to the doctor. You don't want to go here. No. If you got insurance at your school, go to the clinic. If you got insurance, period, go to the urgent care. If you don't want to go to a primary care provider, go somewhere. Get yourself checked out. Get some testing done, because testing are very important.
Testing,
people don't talk about that
in all those aspects. And also, a lot of y'all don't test for STDs. Y'all need to do that, because y'all are spreading that shit everywhere. Like, doesn't Morgan have the most, like, the highest rate?
I don't go for it. I don't think so. I hope not. I hope not.
I think it does.
Let's look that up. We'll pull up the fact. We'll find that. But no, like, testing is very serious. Like, people don't know, like, first of all, you can have HIV and not know it from somebody. Yes. You don't know it. People be doing anything out here in college. This is the spirit of experimentation in college.
If y'all heard of HPV, that shit can cause cancer. Like, literally, it causes cancer, cervical cancer. Literally,
or like, you don't know, some things. If you like, some people think like, oh, like, when you have a cold and you leave it alone and it just gets better. No, that's not what it is for STDs. Mm-hmm. STDs can turn septic and you will die from the inside out, and then you won't even know, and you just die. I think it's either gonorrhea or chlamydia that goes septic, and
it's, what's it called? Trick.
No, it's one of those
trick, whatever it's called.
But it's
that
one of those
septic and gonorrhea.
Yeah, I think it's gonorrhea. Yeah,
gonorrhea can affect
Yeah, and literally, when you go septic, you literally can start to die. Like, you're dying from the inside out unless you get care of that. So get tested. Take charge of your health, please.
Also, for those who don't get STD testing and stuff like that, and if you do have an STD and you let it go and treat it, you could, risk being infertile.
Uh-huh.
You can risk being sterile. You could risk getting, ladies, pelvic inflammatory disease, which is really bad.
Mm-hmm.
It can kill you. And it's so many things that, can affect your body negatively if you don't get tested and treated.
Water. Oh, but yeah, drink water, y'all. Drink water. The amount of people who I hear who say I don't like water, that is such an annoying thing when I hear, like, you don't like water. The thing that's keeping you alive, you don't like water. And then you wonder why you smell from the inside out. They're just like, no, like, some people literally, you can tell they don't drink water. Their skin is dry.
It's their lips. You look at their lips.
Their lips are dry. Their skin is dry, flaking.
Mm-hmm.
They just have, it's just, and then.
If your nails are not pink, you need
My
to
nails
drink
even
water.
pink.
Let me see.
Wait, my
yeah,
nails
they're pink.
They're pink,
Yeah.
okay.
But some of them be like yellow.
Oh,
tint,
yeah,
like
yeah.
dark purplish. Drink
Purple.
water.
Go for it. No, like, and eat healthy, bro. Like, it's okay.
Yes.
We literally talked about this before, but like, I feel like it's good to reiterate it because people think it's a joke.
It's
like,
not.
go to your doctor, get your, like, if you eat McDonald's, eat that dining hall pizza every single day, get your sodium checked, bro. Like, or get
your potassium
check
levels,
for pre-diabetes, bro.
cholesterol.
Bro, college food is not the best. Like, if you're eating right, it is okay. But if you're eating like the quick, like, chicken tender every single time you go,
every
ramen.
morning.
I stopped eating ramen noodles in like what 20.
First of all, what is it even made out of? Like, how does that hard thing turn into noodles?
It's starch. Like, it's just freeze dried, but it's the seasoning that's the problem. Like, the amount of sodium in those seasoning packets and stuff like that. Like, I stopped eating ramen in 2020. I think it was COVID. I stopped eating ramen because that's all I would eat. And then this is one day I just said no, I can't do it anymore.
I got sick of it.
Like, I had to stop. And ever since then, I haven't turned back. And it's like, I started realizing my salt intake because Black people are at risk for high cholesterol.
And diabetes.
Yeah, so you got to be careful for that. Especially when diabetes hits, like, if you don't know, your grandma could be diabetes, like, no, you don't know, but diabetes, if your family, if someone in your family has it, you're at risk for that. Like, someone in your immediate family has it, like your grandma or your aunt or something like that, you're at risk for that. So you got to really be careful. And people be thinking just because you're young, it's not going to hit you or it's not going to get you or whatever.
It can. I've heard stories of young people getting these, like, this 19-year-old girl, she got liver cirrhosis because, she drank. But she didn't even drink much. She only drank
God
occasionally.
forbid.
She still got it. So please, y'all, take care of your body.
Take care of your bodies and your mental, guys. Like, in college, I feel like it's very easy to let yourself go crazy in the head. Like, and I've experienced it. Like, bro, like, please take care of yourself. And also, I feel like in college, like, do you feel like dating in college is good or like it does more harm than good?
Honestly, I feel like it does more. Okay, it depends. If you're dating just to, like, date, then there's no problem with it.
Yeah.
If you're dating to marry and you think you find your person, then there's no problem with it. However, some people think because they're in college and because they're young, they can date this person, date this person, date this person at the same time. They think they can juggle all these things. And it just, at some point, it drains you. Like,
Mentally,
dating multiple people at once, that will actually,
I won't
like,
ever get with that. I'm sorry.
Spiritually, that affects you negatively. Like, carrying multiple people at once, you don't know who does juju, you don't know who does, like, you don't know who casts spells, so you're technically mixing 3 different bodies with a spell, and you're just ruining your life. Just don't do
Honestly.
it. Like,
and I'm
stick to
telling
one
you,
person.
Soul ties are real. I really truly believe in soul ties. I truly believe in soul ties.
And
Be
you
careful.
can pass soul ties, like, from person to person.
Be careful with who you give your body to. Not saying wait until marriage, because obviously some people will do, but in college it's kind of unrealistic if whatever. But please, if you can do, or like wait until you really know the person, like one night stands, these things, they carry weight, bro. Like, they carry weight. Be careful what you're doing. Not saying I do it, but be careful what you're doing. Because when I hear from certain people, it's just like, dang, like, they be like, I regret this, I regret that, I regret that. And it's like, obviously you learn your lesson, but it's like, dang, if you just couldn't do it, if you just knew not to do it, don't just, I would, like,
And be careful who you lay with. Like, be careful who you're dating. Study the person you're dating.
Because that can really affect your mental health. And I feel like
in college, a lot of us, overlook abuse, but I feel like a lot of people,
mental abuse, everything, because
emotional, mental, because you see a lot of people saying, these people ain't shit, girls ain't shit, blah, 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 blah. You see a lot of people saying this. You see a lot of people saying love doesn't exist anymore. You see a lot of people saying, in this generation, there's no room for happiness anymore. Marriage is dead and stuff like that. Those things really affect people because they got with somebody who did not benefit them. They got with somebody who actually, changed their perspective on relationships and love. So y'all need to be careful who you
And I will say, I feel like people in our age, they look over physical abuse a lot. Like, I'm sorry, the amount of people who are literally, I can name guys that I personally know that have a rumor about them hitting a girl. Not saying they're my friend, because that would be crazy, but I've heard about them hitting a girl doing this. And it's just like, where did this even where is this even clocking that's okay? Like, where did y'all? And I know it's because either their friends don't know or their friends people they're like, bro, they that's not him for real. That's just a one time thing. No, you hit women, you're a crazy person. If you're a young guy, life hasn't even really beaten you, and you're already beating girls.
And also, let's talk about the girls who beat on their boyfriend.
Oh yeah, that's bad too. Y'all gotta stop that.
That one's really bad, and a lot of people like overlook that because they think men can't be abused because they're men.
Yeah.
No, that is not true.
Please, like
that is not true.
That like why are you slapping that guy in public?
I saw this video. This girl, she was beating up her man, like he was leaking, and I felt so bad because he was just sitting there. He didn't lay one finger on her.
Yeah, because men will probably, because they're taught not to fight back.
And he probably doesn't talk about it to nobody because he probably thinks they're going to, clown him.
Which is why I feel like, dating in college, it has its good side and its downside, but I feel like the downside really is your mental health because when you're at college, you're probably focusing on yourself, focusing on building yourself. Yes. And I'm not saying I'm guilty of like never dating or never talking to boys, whatever. Like that's a lie. Like, come on now, like look, that's a lie. But what's it called? I feel like when you're in college, you're supposed to be figuring out yourself. Mm-hmm. And once you add another person to that equation, it can really like mess up your goals and mess up your mindset.
If you're not like a serious person, like
if you're not like if you don't
understand your worth, if you don't understand your purpose, dating in college is gonna lead you the wrong way.
It is, especially because
you can balance it.
Yeah, you can.
But you have to know that you can be able to balance it. You have to know like, okay, I can do a relationship. I can manage college. If you're working, I can manage work. It's stuff that you need to talk to yourself about before you get into it. Especially
because college is where you learn your worth. So if you're adding someone to the equation and you don't even know who you are yet, don't even know what you tolerate yet, don't even know this, don't even know that, and then someone is here, and God forbid it's a bad guy or a bad girl, and you're just like tolerating stuff because you think that you like them, or you think they like you think they don't mean it. And the next thing you know, they do one thing and you're not eating. They do one thing and you're sitting here crying, ignoring your friends, ignoring your duties.
The amount of times I lost my appetite and I couldn't eat.
No, like, God. Like, I remember, like, I think my first... but I also feel like it's good because it's good to go through heartbreak and stuff like that early. So when you're an adult, you're not just putting up with things. Like, I'm telling you now, like, don't ever... As a 26-year-old... If I feel like when I'm 26, I won't be, like, tolerating the stuff. Obviously, I'm not tolerating BS now. But, like, when you grow and stuff like that, you learn what's really, like, what makes a person and what type of stuff to look out for and what type of person they are and what type of stuff you're saying, like, you're non-negotiable, stuff like that.
You know the tactics of manipulators. You know how to go about it. You know how to go about gaslighting.
Exactly. Because, literally, okay... When you in high school, college, okay, you losing your appetite over a boy. That's not good. I don't wish it on nobody. Not being able to eat, bro. First heartbreak, I think I lost 10 pounds. I'm not even gonna lie. But I'm happy I went through it when I was in high school, or like in high school, I'm pretty sure, or going to college before I got in college, because it's like, if I'm doing that at 26, imagine having a job and I can't eat before going.
Yes, or having kids.
Kids.
No.
Bro, God for, like, don't let people trap you and whatever, because, I thank God I've never, BT pregnancy, period, guys.
Yes, I know.
Thank God. Shout out to the teen moms, though. Y'all doing y'all stuff. That's a hard job. But, I thank God I went through heartbreak at an earlier age, because when you're doing that at later in life, it's like, Jesus, like, it's gonna hit you hard. You're really not gonna know what to do. Like, now I feel like if something happens to me, I'll be able to get through it. I'll probably be sad for a little bit, but it won't be like, dang, I'm done. Like, I can't do anything. I don't believe in love anymore. Because I remember when I was in high school.
That's another thing. Like, don't give up on love, or don't give up on relationships.
Right now. Oh my God.
Really?
Yes, I really, I had a dream we had this conversation, but.
Oh my goodness. Don't give up on love or relationships just because one didn't work. When one door closes, another door opens. And a lot of times, like, disregard what's going on in social media. Disregard what's going on, like, Twitter, Instagram. Not everybody cheats. There are still good people in this world. Like, don't hold that stigma up against everybody that you meet, because you could potentially push a good person away. Live in reality. Don't live in social media. So
honestly, because
just know that there's still good and bad,
And this is not to deter y'all from dating or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, talk to boys, talk to girls, do this and do, because you have to, like, in order. I really truly believe this whole, like, oh, I'm not even gonna date a girl till marriage or date a girl till I'm ready to get married. No, because when you start to get married and start to figure out life and, like, oh, I want to get married, you won't know how to talk to men, you won't know how to talk to women, you won't know how to engage people in a romantic sense, you won't know how to do anything. Like, I feel like, not saying go out and basically get married at a young age so you know what you're doing in the future. No. Talk to people, engage with the opposite gender, know what you're doing before you try to jump and say, like, oh, I'm ready to get married. I feel like that's why I feel like that mentality, and I feel like it's like people like, I'm not saying I'm a Christian, but I feel like a lot of Christians are fear-mongered into not even like engaging with the opposite gender because they fear they're going to have premarital sex and stuff like that. No, like that's not the case. You're not, you have restraint. I'm sorry, restraint is not a hard thing. Come on now. And when you like, when it's time for you to do this whole marriage thing, this marriage, when you get to this man and you don't know how to communicate with somebody, you don't know how to do this, you don't know how to do that, then the thing is messed up. Like, because I've it's a thing where people who are like Christians, because they want to like get married and have sex and all this stuff, they'll find somebody, the first boyfriend they decide they want to marry, or first guy, whatever, that they really show interest in.
They don't take time to learn
to know
that
them and whatever.
person.
They get married so they can have sex, whatever. They have sex, whatever. They realize that they hate this guy. They realize that they despise this person. They realize this person is not the person they really know. So I feel like,
and I've heard like a lot of people who married their first like person, they don't really like
they don't really
because you know, millennials and like, you know, baby boomers and all those people in the past, they married just to say that they married most times. True. And they married just to put up like, you know, hey, I'm married, I deserve more respect than somebody who's not, because marriage to a lot of people is, you know, a sign of respect.
Yeah.
And it shows like, you know, they've settled, quote unquote, settled down, which honestly, marriage isn't a settlement. Marriage is just a, you know, partnership. So
marriage is a contract.
It's a lot of things. It's not a settlement.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get
don't settle in marriage, bro.
A lot of people get that confused. So honestly, I would say learn your person. If you're dating in college, continue to learn your person. Don't get too comfortable. Don't ever get too comfortable.
No, yeah, don't get too comfortable.
It takes one day for somebody to do something, like one day. You can, you know, commit to that person, but don't get too comfortable. Always have like, you know, one eye open. Always have like,
or don't. Okay, I will say I feel like you should. I disagree on that. I feel like you should get comfortable. Like I feel like, okay, as someone who experienced like cheating and all this stuff like that, I feel like you should still be able to be comfortable, because if you sit there with one eye open all the time, that's just gonna create a hostile environment for the relationship.
Okay, you can get comfortable, but if something happens...
I would say don't let that be the end all be all for you.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm comfortable in my relationship, but God forbid anything happens.
Yeah, you're not about to be down and out. Like,
I'm not going to give up.
Exactly, yeah, don't give up. Like,
I'm not gonna give up.
Obviously, take your time and process. Like, that don't mean jump and act like you don't care, whatever. Let things process, bro. Let things process. Like, that doesn't mean like, oh, just because I can still go do this, I can do this after the guy. No, okay, cheat on you. Sit there, learn what you learn.
And if somebody cheats, don't cheat back. Please, just leave.
Just leave.
And don't slash their tires. Just leave.
I remember.
Don't kill them. Just leave. Like, you don't gotta do all that.
Yeah, you don't gotta do all that. Like, you don't. But just like. But I would say just be comfortable. Like, don't let your past experiences mess you up for the future, because if you hold stuff in your heart, and I've been guilty of this, holding stuff in my heart and like letting that affect how I talk to somebody else, letting that affect how I'm with other people. Don't do that, because one, it creates bitterness in your heart, and you're just gonna be a bad person. Like, it's gonna slowly turn you into a bad person overall, and you don't want that. Like, you want to be able to, like, just because you don't want to let one bad thing someone did to you affect you for the rest of your life. And that's what some people do. Like, boys would be like, "Oh, this girl cheated on me in 5th grade. It's been F girls ever since." No, and now you're sad.
They cheat on every girl.
Every girl.
I saw this thing on the HBCU confessions page. He was like, he's gonna cheat on every girl he gets with to, you know, help men who've been cheated on, something like that. Some guys be doing stuff for other men and not for like...
No, like, do stuff for yourself. Like. Be intentional with your life. Do stuff for yourself. Like, that's why I say, also in college is where you learn yourself, and you learn that to do things for yourself, because it's really easy
peer pressure stuff.
Peer pressure is very easy to fall into in college. Not saying that means you're weak-minded, because people hate to admit peer pressure gets to them, but it's true. It's gone to me, it's gone to you, it's gone to everybody. It's just, people think that means you're weak-minded. No, you're still learning what you want to do and what you don't want to do.
And peer pressure is actually, like, really dangerous, because it will make you do things that you shouldn't have no business doing.
Exactly.
It'll make you make mistakes that you'll regret later in your life. Like,
3 things I find are dangerous. Actually, maybe say 2. I'll say in college that are dangerous: peer pressure, jealous girls. Okay, jealous girls, and I will say just crazy guys who just got out their house and don't know, or guys who don't know who they are, because guys who don't know who they are will soon turn into fake trappers and gun happy weirdos. I'm telling you, like, I've seen the pipeline too many times. African guy who sits in his house, does his work, does his books, somehow comes to college, acts out, gets his own apartment, gets with his friends, somehow has a gun. It may seem like I'm jumping from place to place, but no, that's a serious pipeline. And look around, the guys around you.
Why is Chukwemeka going by CJ Swerve? Like
CJ Swerve and holding a gun, towing a gun. Bye.
Like that's not what your parents envisioned for you coming to college doing.
But also, jealous or like guy happy girls are very dangerous people. I swear, guy happy girls will get you killed one day. Like, be careful when you figure out who your friends are in college. If you find a guy happy girl and you're like, no, she just likes guys. It's okay. It don't affect you. No, it will affect you because out of nowhere, like. People who don't know, like, girls who make men their whole life, it's a dangerous spiral. It's a dangerous friend to be around. And I had to cut a friend off like that too, because it got to the point where it was even my guy that she was jumping on. I'm like, no, like, be careful. Those people will embarrass you for men. You don't want that to happen. Especially in college, you don't want that to happen.
Honestly, as an individual, you should never put the opposite gender, or you should never put, if you're, LGBTQ+, you should never put, like,
whoever you're
interested in. First, don't put nobody before yourself. Don't put nobody before your friends that you've known for a while, because you could always balance. Like, you could balance between your friends, and
exactly.
You shouldn't put your friends before your partner, and you shouldn't do the opposite.
And I thank God.
You should learn how to balance.
Yeah,
life is all about balance.
I think I never was one of those friends who were like, oh, I haven't seen my friends in months because I've been hanging with this boy. I thank God that's never been me, because I've seen that happen, and it's just like, dang, where you at, bro? Because as soon as they all break up, it's like, oh, help me, y'all.
And not even break, like, not even,
or even like arguments. Who you come to? Those people.
That, and you need friends outside of a relationship.
Yeah, you need friends, bro.
Your boyfriend or your girlfriend should not be your only, like, friend.
Like, I've
have
seen
other friends.
Like, I'll be on TikTok and I'll see this lady be like, yeah, my husband's my only friend. What? Your husband's your only friend? Like, so that's like when you, not even that you have to complain, but when you have something that a man doesn't relate to, who do you talk to? Your mom? Not saying you can talk to your mom, but like, I feel like it's unhealthy for that to happen. Like,
right.
Bro.
Like, we all have moments where, like,
we
argue with our friends, and then we go to our partner, or we argue with our partner and we go to our friends.
Yeah.
But still, you should balance both sides of your world together.
Like, don't ditch your friend. Don't ditch your friends for a man. I'm telling you, friends will be there. Most friends will be there from beginning relationship to the next one. I'm telling you, like, and I witnessed it happen. It's been in my own life, and I really regret when I let a guy get between me and my friends. Because it's like, when you see these things, and I'm rekindling stuff with a friend now, but when you see this, it's like when you really realize men will, like, come and go. Guys will come and go forever. I'm telling you, like, there's always another guy out there, bro. Don't let anyone convince you. Don't let any man convince you that he's the only one, and your friends don't like you, and all this stuff, whatever. No. Your friends are going to be there. I've had friends for how many years? How many guys have passed? Not saying I'm some type of, whatever, but, like, every relationship, every talking stage, who is still there? Not the guy. So when you think that, these people are jealous of me, these girls are jealous of me, this man is right, these people ain't real, because there's some men who will try to convince you your friends don't like you, your friends are jealous of you, your friends want your man or whatever. No, that's not even the case. It's just the guy wants to isolate you. The guy wants to just control you. And you would think, even at this young age, like, people think that's only common, like, 30-year-olds or older men. No, even at this young age of 18, 19, 20, 21, there are men who want to control you and keep you to themselves and just control you and just ruin your life. Like, it's crazy, but there are some crazy men out there who will try to ruin your life and isolate you and convince you everybody hates you, convince you, and whatever, all this stuff. And I would say that's the downside of dating in college, but it's just like, be careful. Don't let, I'm telling you, don't let any man convince you. There's some times where the man is rather, this girl's, jealous of you. But if it's every friend who's like, every friend, and this guy supposedly thinks that everybody's around you, everyone who's around you who's not him, doesn't really like you, doesn't really care for you besides him, that's the issue. Don't let that.
That's manipulative.
It's manipulation. You may think that this guy, he's in college, he's not. People think men are dumb. No, men are not dumb. Men know how to get what they want. They're very manipulative, and they
think college men are naive and so innocent. They're really not. Once a guy passes the age, I would say 16, they are able to do whatever it takes to,
even before 16. I've seen my younger cousins. I've seen some things. Like, when I hear about the guys, it was bro, some boy he lived a double life and his family was involved in it. Like my cousin was his girlfriend. He had another girlfriend on the weekends. It was so, and they would both come to his house. I'm not saying her name. I'm not about to put her out there. But when you think about it, it's like men can really like live a double life, and you would just believe it, and you wouldn't even know, not even believe it, but you just won't even know, and you'll believe any lie he tells you. Like it's actually crazy. And I feel like that's like when you date at a young age, especially when you haven't had your first heartbreak yet. That's why I feel like you should have it before, because when you're young and for your first relationship, you really won't believe this guy lying to you. Like you will not. I remember when I did not believe this dude was lying to me. I used to believe everything he said. Like I'm telling you, every single thing he said, you would not believe he's lying. I would not like anything. He could tell me the sky is green. I'd be like, yeah, it look green today. Like, and that's only like I feel like it's like
how do they do? Like how do they?
It's because because girls love harder than men, so they know that they can get away with certain things. And you'll see that even at every age. Like, you'll see housewives or whatever. I think
how can they lie so persistently, yet they make it all connect?
I don't know.
It's actually crazy.
It's crazy, but yeah, don't let, even this goes for boys, don't let girls convince you whatever. Yes. Like, I can't even speak. I mean, I'm not a person who manipulates men, so I don't even know what examples to give you. But don't let girls manipulate you, bro. Like, but that doesn't mean, even if a girl manipulates you, that doesn't mean go on your whole life and go on this rampage of, oh, I hate girls at these hoes. No, don't do that. Like, first of all, karma will get you, because you think what you're doing is karma for the other person, but no, karma will come back and get you. Karma will come back and get you for what's it called? Imploding all that type of pain on other people. Don't do that. Like, it's unnecessary.
All right, let's move into the end of the year recap. Oh yeah, it is November.
I feel like this year, I've done a lot of improvements in life, because I feel like a lot of times I take like a lot of steps back in life, and it's annoying. Like, I don't know. Like, it'll be times where I go forward, and then
you feel like there's a setback.
A setback, and for me, like, I feel like I've gone out this stage now, but like I'll let a setback set me back a long time, like a long time, and then I'll just be like, F it, whatever, I don't care no more. Like, I feel like when I got my job, even though my job is a stepping stone for where I want to be in life, even though it's not like I don't agree with certain things in my job, I thank God I got this job, because first of all, it keeps me accountable. Like, I work 5 days a week. Even those people, I be tired, y'all. I be tired. But I start working at 4:30 in the morning, so that made me go to sleep earlier and made me just like be more like, and I can't be late for that job. If I'm late for that job, everything goes wrong. So it's like, it made me feel more responsible, made me keep myself more accountable. So I feel like that's an upgrade in life that I done, like that job. It really helped me it helped me, I would say, just keep myself accountable and just a schedule.
Productive.
Yeah,
same
just
thing with me.
Keep
like,
me
being
moving.
a CNA is hard.
CNA, GNA.
CNA, GNA. No, it's really hard. Like, the first day I started working, I cried. It's hard. But working in healthcare is really what you make it, because healthcare is not an easy.
It's not.
It's not an easy field to work in. Whether you're a CNA, a nurse, a doctor, it's not easy. So when I go to work, I just tell myself, okay, let me do my job the best way I can and come back home, because you'll see in healthcare, you'll see your coworkers, you'll see, patients, they will drive you crazy. Like, there's this nurse, was she a nurse or a doctor? She committed suicide because of the system she was working in. And you know that a lot
especially
of nurses,
after COVID, I feel bad for people who work in healthcare after COVID.
Yes,
after COVID, everything's
a lot
been
of
a mess.
nurses suffer. A lot of even PAs, a lot of them suffer, and it's just sad because
y'all parents who's like, when you think about it, like, most African parents are moms are nurses, so they'll be like, Mom, when your mom comes home angry and whatever, and I'm
it's
like,
because of work.
Yeah, like, I understand now. I'm not gonna lie, I understand why my mom will come home mad or whatever, because like, bro, first of all, and like health, like in a lot of hospitals, there's a lot of weird animosity between coworkers or whatever.
Yes,
and
they're so mean for no reason,
bro. My mom, it was one time my mom, there was this coworker she didn't like, I forget her name. It was when she used to work at this hospital. My mom hasn't worked in the hospital in a long time. She owns a business now. So it was this lady, and my mom swore this lady did not like her, and I'd be like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, this one time, this lady, they had gifts for the coworkers, like whatever. She gave my mom this chocolate. My mom prayed with the chocolate and threw it in the trash. And it was like fresh, like those fresh like sets of chocolate had like 30 in it and an individual wrap.
The assorted.
Yeah, and my mom was like, that's poison. If you eat it, I will beat you. Why me and my sister trying to take that joint from the trash?
No,
we didn't eat it. She called it before we ate it, and it was just like, why are you thinking your coworker who works with you would poison you? I was kind of naive. This was like back
a
when
lot
I
of
was like
Africans
10.
they have that mentality of like back home.
But when you think about healthcare worker, like how the healthcare industry is it's kind of catty and kind of like people will set people up, whatever.
Yes.
So it's
they
like
will set you
so
up.
when I think about it now, it's like maybe that lady was trying to poison her. I don't know.
And they'll side eye you. They'll do.
Mm-hmm. But
it's a decent job if you have a passion of helping people. Don't think about the bad. Think about the good. Like
I feel like you shouldn't be, in my opinion, I feel like you shouldn't be a nurse if all you're doing is worrying about the money. Like, I don't like that. When I hear people be like, oh, I'm going to be a nurse, it's money in there. You have to like people. You have to like people.
If you have a stark personality, do not go into healthcare.
Don't.
If you get agitated easily, if you get frustrated easily, why become a nurse?
Why become a nurse? Why become a doctor? Why become anything related? We had to talk people and care about people. This is
like the old people I work with. Those mention how this nurse was mean to me today. This CNA was mean to me today, and I was
that's insane.
Bad because they're old and like they're helpless. There's not much they can do, and then some of the nurses will be asleep. Like they won't care about the person they're supposed to work. They're supposed to be working with, and it's really sad because they just go for the money. I mean, yeah, people work for money, no doubt about that.
Yeah, obviously work for money, but go be intentional with what you're doing in life, bro. Like. If you like, there's so many other things you can do besides be a nurse. If you and there's the people who it's like when I see these certain people in public, it's like you cannot like it's me. I can talk about PG nurses, and some of y'all who are PG nurses, you will not see my health records. I don't care. You will not. If I have any type of government, I have to go to the doctor, and I have to run into one of y'all who I see being catty in public, talk about people in public, and you're a nurse.
On TikTok, they be talking about people,
their patients or whatever.
Health record like
PG nurse. Be careful with PG nurses. Not saying congrats to y'all who I know are good people and are not catty or not mean and not mean spirited or whatever. Don't talk bad about people because that spirit will it doesn't just disappear. You have to work on that to disappear. If you're talking about people,
they don't know that later on the people that they're being bad to can be their supervisor, their boss. Because a lot of people go into healthcare. A lot of people
being catty and being mean spirit, mean girl in college because you think you're cute, you think you can do whatever you want, and then you want to be a nurse. Oh baby, no, you will not treat me. You will not. I don't care. Like God forbid. Like I swear, God forbid. Especially people who be talking about everything on the internet, who have no filter, will talk about anybody, anything. Try to talk about someone's health records. HIPAA violation will get you. HIPAA violation will get you. Because some of these people do not know any boundaries. Like, there's some people who I know in the nursing field, they will take a picture of somebody's health records.
The OBs, they're called Sudmans or something. They will get on your ass.
Like, there's some people who I can already see taking a picture of somebody's health records and be like, oh, no. Like, it's so, because in the area, most people are not, like, the area we live in, most people are not leaving this area. Like, PG is a good area. I like it. I'm probably leaving. I can't stay here for my whole life. I don't see my whole life ending here. But some people I see are staying because it's an affluent area.
A lot of people are going to stay.
They're going to stay. So obviously people who are working here, the people who are in nursing school, they're probably going to treat their the people who they go to school with, treat people back home, treat people back in their neighborhoods. Let me find out you post my health records on your Finsta. First of all, nurses should not
about it.
Let me find out, bro, because people talk.
They know better not to post. But
do they know that? I feel like they don't know better.
I
feel like some of them don't know better. I feel like some of them don't know better. And let me find out, your whole life is done. Don't ever play with me in this life. I swear, some of y'all need to really check and recollect, because gossiping, one, is a sin. But
all right. Well, that was heated.
Very
heated.
Was a
discussion.
I'm sweating.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning back.
Thank you.
To our first episode of season 3. We have more coming. Guests,
Guests. Hopefully the next episode is the health episode. I hope so. We still need people, low key. But if you want to apply, you should apply for that. We're looking for people. 2 more people, I think. But yeah, thank you for watching. Welcome. Thank you for coming back for season 3. If you're new, thank you for coming. We got more in store, whatever. Woo! More discussions. Follow us on Instagram, Diva with B and C. Follow our personal Instagrams. Follow us on Twitter. We're on Twitter now. We got to post more on there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Apple Music and Spotify, please, because we need more monthly listeners. If you know what I mean. Yeah. We need that. So yeah, thank you for watching. Links in the description box below and whatever. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.